Grand final time, everybody! Yep, the Nexus Cup heads into another best of 5 series. Apologies again for calling a best of 3 in the winner bracket final, which it clearly wasn't. Hope that it didn't confuse too many people. I confused myself a bit there. But as we're heading into our last best of 5 of this series, we have a rematch. Baby Yoda is at it again. They go up against Washed Up in the grand final, and our first map is Shire. On the left side, Quasar on the hardcore for the global, Harzorps on Chromie, Masquerade on Mal'Ganis, Banana H on Karazim, and Nick on Genji. And over to the right side, the red team, Tai for Baby Yoda on Zeratul, Tobos on Jaina, Henning on Rega, Tiloof on Johanna, and Ixir is playing Abathur. It's definitely interesting to see the two going up against each other again. Keep in mind, it was a 3-0 in the win-up. Ooh, that's a quick kill against Jojo. Goodbye, Blondie. Genji goes in and takes her down. That's not a great start for Baby Yoda. I mean, again, we already realized in the winner bracket final that the Force wasn't really with them, so they needed a Mandalorian to protect them, but apparently nobody was around at that point. Now heading into the grand final, they want revenge, obviously. This is another best of 5 series, and it's gonna be interesting to see if they can turn this around, because it was a pretty... I mean, at the start of the winner bracket final, it was actually pretty close, and the two teams did quite well there. Both. Baby Yoda also had a couple of super strong moments, but it pretty much became transparent towards the end that Washed Up was just a little bit more disciplined and better in their coordination. But right now, the mixed team to the right, of course, with all the options. I mean, they have Zeratul in this game together with Abathur, and we all know what Tai can do with a little bit of Abathur support. So there's still a good chance for them to pull this through. There's a little bit of confusion currently also with the patches. I want to highlight again, this is patch 49.0 and not 49.1. Difference being that in 49.1, Blizzard, outside of making a couple of adjustments in terms of balance, also changed the experience globes again, as I highlighted just the other day. So it's a little bit more back to the norm again. So if you're actually ranged hero, then you're not completely useless. Especially Asmodan players kind of hated the previous one when Blizzard came in with the Nexus anomaly for the first time. Yeah, people actually already talked a lot about Nexus anomalies just in general. People are thinking like, hey, could we maybe put a Nexus anomaly in where the towers all of a sudden just have ammunition? Can we maybe make a Nexus anomaly happen where the heroes walk 10% slower? What about a Nexus anomaly where we have matchmaking? Or a Nexus anomaly where we show the MMR? Great ideas, every single one of them. I'm sure Blizzard is going to pick all of this up eventually. But now, in this game, we have the Dragon Knight taken, and that's a pretty good start for Washed Up. I mean, they really hit their stride there, don't they? They are, if you count the winner bracket final as well, 3-0 now against Baby Yoda, and now it seems like they are just trying to continue that with another victory here. The opening game in the grand final with the level lead now for the blue team. They have 1 kill against 0, and with an early Dragon Knight, they're able to burn down the middle of the map. And that against an Abathur team here too. Bottom of the map, that's where Hazu and Banana H are currently still active. Global towards the top side is also sitting still tight. Quasar can of course play a little bit around Abathur there too. But generally speaking, this is a pretty nice opening here for the team in blue. Also, one of the things that I want to point out, because we talked the other day about this, Blizzard in one of the recent patches actually changed the graphics for a couple of the talents on Anduin's side. And nobody knows why the fuck they did that. Because seriously, why did they do that? There was no need for it. On the other hand, they have, for example, heroes like Zeratul and Chromie who share talent pictures. And they still haven't bothered to actually change those to make them a little bit more individual. And the same is true for a lot of other characters too. So it's actually one of those things I will never understand. But apparently Anduin, crybaby that he is, cried so much that Blizzard at some point says like, fine! Stop crying! We know! We're gonna change it! Stop calling for your mommy! It's okay, we give you new talents. Or at least new designs. But well, either way, with this now in, we have level 7 advantage for the blue team. Washed Up is pushing them back again, and Baby Yoda is apparently at this point deciding that they need level 10 before they can make any big plays here. So they need to do something. Let's see. Top lane, there's the mule already coming down. And Quasar gets attacked. Tai is dodging a tongue that is never really fired out, but now with level 7 on both sides. We have also the Wormhole. So Tai again with Wormhole plus the Shadow Hunter is already working on the globes to get the cooldown reduction on auto attacks. And with the shrines activating again, this is one of those moments when Baby Yoda is gonna try and make a bit of a play. But obviously they're still waiting for level 10 too. That in and of itself is going to be pretty important. Well, mid lane after the camp was taken. Yay! Oh, what a fucking random sound. Oh, that was good. Yay! Alright, Chromie, someone is excited. Yeah, the little fake dragon apparently is really excited for battle, but is also taken down very, very quickly. Jaina pays with her life for the audacity of taking Chromie apart here. But still, the Siege Giants are pushing the bot lane just as we're talking about it. And the Mule comes down again. The problem is that with Chromie down and level 10 so close, it seems like another Dragon Knight is inevitable. Banana H already dealing with the Toxiness. There are our archers, and with the interrupt, they're actually preventing Banana H from claiming this one. Nicely played. Problem is that the little doggy is in trouble. Johanna moves down to the bottom though, trying to capture this one. But the doggy is still on the run. Henning! Yeah, nicely done here. Well done with the totem. Making sure that nobody gets close enough to him to take him down. And here we go. Everybody jumps in and takes them down. Yeah! That was a nice drag. And Nick can get that kill. Oh, or Banana Age, one of the two. There we go. So another kill against Zeratul. That's now 3 kills against 1. And we have level 10 abilities for them. Masquerade sits at the bot lane. Masquerade! And Chromie is back. Yay! Apparently no cheering this time. Yeah, after last death, yeah, Chromie's a little bit more somber. Yeah, everybody else, on the other hand, is guarding the Shrine bot side, which allows Quasar to get another one. Dragon Knight number 2. Wer hat noch nicht, wer will nochmal? So far we had in the Dragon Knights, if I'm not mistaken, one time Genji, and then we also had Dehaka. So the rest is still trying to get a DK for themselves. And who doesn't want to be a Dragon Knight? You can wield a massive battle axe, which is amazing. Fair enough, you have to turn into a lizard for the duration, but whee! It can kick people, look at this. It can try out for the NFL and everything. Also, Tai is down again. Genji jumps in just as the quest is completed. Zeratul is down. The copy is about to be destroyed too. And so is the fort. Fort down. And yeah, that's a little bit of trouble. 4 kills against 1. And a fantastic start here for them. Abatha at the top is just slugging it out with a minion wave. And needs to be there a bit careful. I'm still a bit disappointed that Ixia has not resorted to his Brightwing again, because I expected that in the winner bracket final, but we didn't get it there. Maybe now in the grand final we have a chance of him playing that. Of course, they have a main support with Henning, so I guess that's one of the reasons why Ixia is moving away from that. Maybe they should go for a double support. Well, double support with Brightwing kind of sucks too. So yeah, there's that. But Abatha top side. Maybe Quasar can try and burrow in there, but Ixia already realizes that he should probably move away from this one, because this is getting a bit too dicey for him. But down here, the fight continues. The Monk is going for the palm, and there we go. As every good Monk knows, you always palm yourself. That's what we're waiting for in the team fight. Yeah, Masquerade. Uh-oh, he's a bit low. And there's the palm. Nicely done. Look at that. A little bit of Karazim value. And they get the kill against Karazim against the 2 blondies though too. Johanna is down and so is Jaina. They're going for the copy. And Nick actually survives this entire deal. Nicely done. They can take the camp now, and they are once more just full on in kill mode. Chromie here with a little bit of a timeout attempt. Tai. Oh, and that's a dead Zeratul. Or is it? Ah, Chromie dies too. No more yays from her. Nope. Chromie finally realizes that she is going to have a little bit of a tough time. And you see more proof that she is just a fake dragon. A real dragon wouldn't have just died there. A real dragon would have just gone, you know what, fuck you. Dragon form, here we go. What you gonna do now, bitch? That's right, nothing. Bam, dead. That's what a real dragon would have done with Zeratul. What does Chromie do? She just sits there, takes the hits, and dies. Fake dragon confirmed. Alright, so 7 kills against 3. Top side, that's where the next shrine is about to activate, and that means Dragonite number 3. And that should be an easy one there too for them. Well, actually not all that easy, but they already have control of both of the shrines. Then again, if they sneak in, they have it. The Haka just has to hold this at the... actually, Tai was on the point soon enough. So there's a bit of a drag around. I actually thought Dequaza was able to grab this one and take the control here. But Genji gets a kill, and they're going in for the next one. Just moving straight in for the next hit here. Banana Age is already moving around. Yeah, Gnomi comes in again. The little sand gnome active as ever. As the copy on Ixer comes in. The Monk, yeah, I told you. The Monk palms himself. Misses the palm there. No happy ending for Karazim. And Abathur takes him down. So that's a quick kill. As we have a 4 versus 4 moving in front of us. Abathur is now sitting at the bottom of the map. And that, at this point, is already a destroyed wall. Or could be, if the mule doesn't come down. Zeratul is still sitting tight. Let's actually see what they can do with this one. Tai jumps in, jumps out, thanks to the cooldown reduction. And his Wormhole is pretty mobile at this point, but he's also pretty low in HP. And Chromie gets the Dragonite this time. Meaning 3 out of the 5 already turned into a dragon. Look at this. Chromie is happy. Finally, she can go for the fake dragon. Finally, she can wield the battle axe. She's an actual dragon, not that pretender. And yeah, that's actually good for her. So finally, Chromie has a dragon form. It was about fucking time. Goes for a little bit of a pun, kicks Johanna a little bit because Johanna was mean to her earlier. Called her a shorty. Chromie doesn't like that apparently. And with that, she moves down to the bottom of the map to break through that wall. The rest of the team fights topside though, and that's where Dequaza's in trouble. Another good palm from Karazim, but Banana H jumps out. And yeah, gets the cleanse through the cleansing touch. But bot side, that's where the real actions happen. Another kick in the nuts of Johanna. And there we go. Nicely done. Here comes the catapult, and Chromie is just fighting in. Whack, 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 whack. Poor Johanna. She's really getting kicked around right now. And of course, if your opponent runs Abathur with Mule, you have to take those keeps down, or structures in general, as quickly as you can. But they really want Chromie right now. Tobos is moving in, it's only 2 seconds left. And Hazard is just saying like, yeah, there's no bye-bye for him. So no bye-bye in this game, and instead just trying to, just trying to delay the inevitable. But Chromie is down, but completes the quest. I mean, that's something, 12 minutes in. So with 8 kills against 5, a keep has fallen. The top side is doing some work here, trying to break through the last fort, which has been taken. Camps are now getting pinged too. Actually, in this case, it's not even a camp that gets pinged. Zeratul is jumping all over the place. Genji plays Silver Surfer. You gotta appreciate that. That's actually good look. Oh, and the dodge out on the Blessed Shield. That was nicely done. A little bit of a Matrix bullet move right there. Sees the Blessed Shield coming and just goes straight in for a little bit of Hot Heroes Nexus Yoga. And is able to dodge the shield. Nicely done. Okay, then again, they have to be careful as Masquerade is getting attacked, but they get the camp. And Dehaka is now sitting topside against Abathur. Little slug moves away. And here comes our Silver Surfer again. I like this combo. It's actually pretty cool. Nick gets some style points for this one. Let's take a look at the damage actually, because I really think that especially Zeratul is 32,000 for him, 33,000 for Jaina. Talking Jaina, she's a bit in trouble. She's not the only one, by the way. The entire bot lane here is currently in trouble. And with the Haka coming in, there should be a drag soon. They're actually trying to get the kill, but here comes the Abathur copy. Zeratul isn't there yet. He's on the way, though. And Nick is low, so the blue team decides to abort the mission. Already on the way back, Houston, we have a problem. And Masquerade is the first one to experience that firsthand. The Blessed Shield comes back just in time and allows them a double stun. Rega is down, but oh my god, so is Johanna, so is Karazim. And all of a sudden, we're talking about a dead Jaina again. They're getting crushed here. Tai is trying to get the kill. Doesn't quite accomplish that, and Tai himself might now die too. Nice moves by Chromie. Another Dragonite in the making, by the way. Ooh. Yeah, timeout, baby. Zeratul. Nah, it's not enough. It was close for a moment. But just a moment was close, but it's pretty much a full-on team wipe with the exception of Abathur, but even the Kobior is taken down. So now we have them moving towards the top to take this one. Chromie already moving back, but this is looking more and more like it's another Dragonite, and it might even be the last one. 14.5 minutes in, still pretty early, so the question is just, can you really take it? Chromie apparently figured out that she likes being a dragon, especially a Dragon Knight, which is of course better. Moves through and takes first of all of those out, but nope, it's the Hakas time. Yay! Oh, fuck that kid, seriously. Yay! Why are you so happy, huh? You didn't get the Dragonite, you died 3 times. There's no real reason to be that cheery. Something is definitely wrong with you. My personal suspicion is drugs. If someone is just laughing like that the entire time, then it has to be drugs for sure, or something like that. But again, either way, with nearly level 20 now, they're starting to move through the bottom of the map to take down the core. So no shenanigans around the keep or anything. Nope, it's core time, baby. And they want the 20. First of all, they're also going for Toulouse here. Johanna is already in trouble. Masquerade is sitting at the side. That water elemental is gone within seconds. Has a double catapult already with a third one moving in, so that's really good damage for the core. Level 20 abilities are in as well. It gives us Pierce amongst other things. Zeratul apparently trying to take down the catapults, or so I'd assume. But here's a little bit more punting action as we're going for the core. And that is trouble. Spelling quite a lot of that. Henning is already low. Has a bit of a sleep session on Zeratul as Rega goes down, so do the shields. Dragonite eliminated. Ixia loses the copy on Jaina. Talking Jaina, there's the isolation with the contagion. They're trying to kill both of them, as Hazu Ops is still getting defended for a little bit longer. The kill against Jaina is there, and Chromie dies too. The core is still in play, by the way. There's a big camp moving through the top. Genji has already started to run away, and apparently they don't really want to deal with the Zeratul, and I can't really blame them. He's a little bit on speed with that Abathur support. And all of a sudden, that Dragon Knight doesn't do jack shit, and we have more and more heroes dying on the blue team side as Tai is coming into his own here with the Zeratul support and drops the opponent. Now keep in mind, one of the important things is you can't just simply damage the core a little bit. You have to take this thing out, because your opponent is running Mule. So if you realize in the middle of the fight, guys, we won't be able to end the game, then you might as well just retreat. Against any other composition, yes, getting the core down to maybe 50%, 30% is totally worth it, and you have the option to backdoor them later on. But against an Abathur composition, you have to abandon that idea pretty quickly when you realize you can't go all in on it. And that's what they currently did there. So Zeratul is starting to be a lot more successful with this, now that his mobility unfolds completely. Level 20 is in for him too. We have also Winter Mute for Jaina, and that keeps him in play a little bit longer, so not too bad. Baby Yoda channeling the force here. And coming back from the dead, so to say. A little bit like Last Jedi. You know, you die on a bridge, gets hit by a torpedo, you float around in space, you are dead 5 times over, and then ooh, you suddenly, magically move back to the bridge, and you're still alive. It's magic. But yeah, something similar has just happened. That's just what I want to say. But we're not quite there yet, because they still have to turn it around, and they're a little bit far away from that if you look at the structures on the map. They're trying to break through the bot lane at least, but didn't really quite happen there. So the top side is where they can maybe rectify that a little bit and take the 2 towers down. But Zeratul is saying, like, you know what? These Dragonite thingies that they had throughout the entire game, they look pretty cool. I like those. Kicking people around seems like a cool thing. I want to do that too. So they are taking the top shrine. The one at the bottom is still under the control of the blue team, so Washed Up is sitting in a decent spot there. And as Masquerade is starting to move into the middle, it seems like the next team fight is set up to happen right around the mid lane. And there's already everybody. Bless shield and get wrecked. Both of them down, a quick double kill. Karazim wasn't even able to throw the palm out. which is another big problem for them here. So no Palm, no Glory. And Zeratul is just sneaking around at the bottom saying, boys, I'm gonna get this. Yeah, comes straight in. And he's going to grab this one. Baby Yoda! Making it work, or maybe not. Nah, that one is stolen away in time. The Haka was also in the middle, so he would have prevented the Dragon Knight one way or another. Talking about Chromie though, the little Chromester here escapes just before Zeratul moves in. Reinforcements already underway as the Haka joins the fight. And now with 3 heroes against 5, they're still holding out strong. Can they actually prevent the Dragon Knight? They shouldn't be able to. And here's the channel. Tobos is gonna get this one, nobody's there for the interrupt. It's a 5 versus 3. You have to let it go at some point. So with that said, we have now the Dragon Knight moving straight through the mid lane, trying to take the first fort down, and this is actually the first one. I'm a little bit surprised that nobody takes care of that. 3 catapults on the core, that's gonna do a little bit of damage, I would assume. Why would you put the mule there? I mean, it takes that down, but if anything, I would have been a little bit more afraid for the core itself. Gotta admit that thanks to Abathur, they were able to take this down a little bit quicker than expected, but the mule felt a little bit like waste. Maybe a bit of a misclick. Maybe Abathur just fat-fingered it at this point. But either way, 14 against 12. And here comes the play for the second fort on the blue team side. One in the mid lane has been destroyed. They're going for the one at the bottom. Trying to make the play there. Damage output, by the way, 61,000 for Jaina. There's the Jack, 61,000 also for Chromie, 53k for Genji and for Zeratul. So the 2 assassins pretty much on eye level here. And that's a feeling that Chromie does never really experience because she is a little bit too small for eye level. Joke. Right, that was a bad one, I admit. That was a Halsey joke. Extra points if you know what that is. But with 22 already on the board, we're actually pretty late into this game. I mean, level 22 versus level 22 right now. Still catapult pressure mainly for washed up. But let's see if they can do a little bit more here. They need kills and they haven't gotten any, honestly. Ever since they lost at the opponent's core, the game has started to shift a bit, and it was Baby Yoda more so than anybody else. So maybe Baby Yoda is finally growing up and starting to wreck people here. Maybe not, but they're trying to go for Masquerade. And that old blood-sucking vampire is sniffing everything out. And here comes the fight. Nice choke point too. Where's the Blessed Shield when you need it? Not out just yet. They're trying to make the play for Tai. He's already moving out. Could jump in at any moment. Camp at the top lane. And Mal'Ganis is still rushing around here, trying to make his play. But they're actually going to get that camp, aren't they? Camp has already been taken. Still making the play here. Iron Skin already used. Johanna needs to be careful. The rest of the team is there. Blast Shield and get wrecked. Mal'Ganis down. Easy peasy. Another kill for the red team. And now with 14 kills against 3, catapulted the bot lane and Siege Shines. They're looking for a keep themselves. Top lane gets pressured, by the way, so that could threaten the keep in the long run, but Mule is of course the thing. But the red team is trying to make their own play. They have the copy already in Abathur. The double Jaina is definitely able to drop the damage, and that means that the keep is down. Keep, goodbye, and this is starting to get really tricky for Washed Up. They had a fantastic mid and early game, but now in the late game, they are definitely heavily struggling here. Also, this is not going to take the keep down, or at least they shouldn't be able to drop this one. It might be a bit close. Someone can actually move back here. Nobody does. It feels like Abathur is the only one trying to defend this, but I would assume that he's going to have another mule any second. The catapult will fall eventually, and I doubt that it is before the keep goes down. Sorry, that it's going to be in time. That's what I'm trying to say here. So it has taken quite some damage, but the mule is going to repair that eventually. 23 versus 23. That's a pretty long game actually on Dragonshire. 23 minutes in. Next Dragon Knight, with both teams already losing a keep, is probably going to decide the game. If you have a 23-24 minute Dragon Knight, that thing is just absolutely crushing. It doesn't hit like a truck, it picks the truck up and then hits with the truck. You can imagine the damage output. So now the little engagement here in the middle, as Zeratul is already looking for an opening again. Ideally against Chromie. I mean, he's been pretty much trying to hunt her down the entire time here. And there we go. Choo-choo! The pain train is coming, baby! Yep, and it's coming from Morganis right now. Or not. He's... Calm the fuck down, seriously, dude. Masquerader Morganis has nobody around and he's just like... Rah! Like, he hits everything. He's a little bit like Batman. Looks like him too. I'm Batman. Well, but either way, we have still a bit of a ring around the rosy players. They are just dancing around those two shrines, trying to make sure that they at least hold control of one of them. But it's gonna come down to a battle eventually, and I think this battle is gonna happen in the middle of the map as they keep meeting there. Jaina is getting another camp at the bottom right, so they try to establish a bit more siege giant pressure at the bottom of the map. But let's see. Tloof already still sniffing this out. Dehaka, he has the global. He's going to be the one sitting at the top lane for as long as he can, just to push lane outs a little bit more and allow them pressure against the top keep. But as already mentioned earlier, this one is getting healed out quite nicely. And here we go. Siege Giants are up. Both of the teams still looking for the play. We are 25 minutes into this game. They know exactly where Zeratul is. They get some damage onto Janna. Here comes the Water Elemental. They're already moving a bit away. Drag against the Water Elemental. Quasar low, and he dodges out on the damage just barely. Banana H, yep, palms himself right there. And here comes Chromie again with the attempt at an ult. But look at Tobos. The Ancestral keeps him alive, actually, as Nick darts in with the Dragon Blade. No kill just yet, but Karazim, he gets taken down by Zeratul. Zeratul himself incredibly low and barely jumps out there. Doesn't get hit by Chromie, but all of a sudden it's a 5 versus 4. And Baby Yoda might be able to make the play here after all. Massive amount of Siege Giants at the bot lane, together with the catapults, by the way. They're all low, though. They're all low. They have to be careful, and Chromie is trying to get the last hit in against either Jaina or Zeratul. So far, it hasn't really worked out, but if Nick, for example, can go in with a Swift Strike, that would be enough to give him a few resets and start this process eventually. Look how much catapults at this point actually do. Catapults are starting to completely wreck this, but Abathar is there. But it just showcases that you can never allow those catapults now to get onto the core, or you're in trouble. And talking trouble, they're going for the Dragonite. And as I said before, a Dragonite at this point would pretty much end the game. We're 26 minutes into this one. It's getting a little bit bonkers. There we go again. At this point, are they actually going to give this one up? Are you? Oh, okay, Dehaka at the top lane. Wow, I missed him on the minimap for one moment. I was already thinking, are you fucking serious? You can't give this one up. That thing is going to one-shot the core pretty much. So here comes the attack again. By the way, Mule is back up to save this one. Jojo. No drag. No drag here. Banana H is back. Jumping around with Karazim like a bunny on speed. Honestly, at this point, you would think that the H stands for Heron or something. I mean, Banana H, he was always a little bit on the weird side. This is one of the main reasons why he's actually so damn good with Ana. I mean, Ana is just literally someone... She is like the drug dealer in the Nexus, just handing out steroids the entire day. So we definitely know what's going on there. We finally figured it out. It took us a little bit of a while. But hey, this is not a no-shit Sherlock moment, so Quasar top lane, pushing the lanes out again, and thanks to their camp, and we might eventually see now this keep fall, which would give a macro advantage over to Baby Yoda. Last shield comes in, they try to go for the kill, but they can't get it, and that's the setup gone. That's the initiation all of a sudden just gonzo. Top lane is going to be in trouble on the red team side. Dehaka has already moved into the bush. Tloof checks it out, doesn't find anything here. And as the core is slowly getting attacked, but also defended at the same time, Abathar's trying to hold on to the top lane. The keep is getting pushed. Oh, that's a nice one. But there comes the flank again, as Masquerades on Morganis is trying to make the play here. They're attempting to set something up, and Ty jumps in again, looking for the kill. The Abathar copy is already there, but the isolation and the kill against Rhaegar. Rhaegar down the drag against Jaina, and they are looking Gucci. Jaina gets taken down by Genji. He dies as well, but it seems like it's also going to be the end of Johanna. Taluf is not gonna get out of this one. Ty is trying to do what he can to turn this around, but it's tricky for him. Banana H is just zipping around. They're darting in again, and he actually gets the kill against Chromie. Top keep has fallen during all of this on the red team side, so that's a problem. And Abathur needs to be careful now too. He's already moving away. Zeratul is still on the hunt, gets some assist here with another symbiote, and the red team is saying like, well, we should probably respect the Warple Blades here, because this is starting to become problematic. But one good drag is all you need, and there it is, and that's a kill, or at least it should be. Where's Banana H in the dash when you need it? Doesn't dash through, but can they get the Dragon Knight? That's the bigger question right now. They're trying to. It's a 2 versus 3 on the map, and some of those heroics are up, and one is the ult on the side of Dehaka. I actually expect the Tide to move topside, or Abathur, that lazy slugger, could go to the top and try and grab this one. But with Dehaka, he doesn't dare. And instead, we're now getting the attack against Zeratul, and Ty is just jumping in and out the entire time. But I think it's going to be lights out for him. We are 29 minutes into this game, guys. There's the isolation, there's the kill, and that has to be it. That just has to be it. They're trying again with Rhaegar. There's the Ancestral as the doggy selves Ancestrals. The copy on Ixia. The lanes are getting pushed. There's the palm on the Monk once more. Blessed Shield comes out to the big brawl in the middle as they're going for it, but the copy is gone. And this is just a massive problem right now. Double catapult about to go onto the core, and we are 30 minutes in, guys. And at 30 minutes with the Dragon Knight now taken to, there is absolutely no doubt anymore how this is going to end. Jaina goes down. In comes Genji as he's trying to take down Rhaegar, and I don't see a reason why you shouldn't get the kill here. He gets it. They go straight in for Johanna, and that's pretty much everybody already gone. And this is game. Nicely done. What a first game in this best of 5 series here at the grand final of the Nexus Cup. Nicely played as Washed Up takes the lead in the series against the baby Yoda. GG and well played. Game number 2, Washed Up with the lead in the grand final. Sounds a little bit familiar, to be honest. If you take the entire tournament, they're now 4-0 against Baby Yoda, so it's time for Baby Yoda to grow up and show them what they're made of. Now in Battlefield of Eternity, our second map in the best of 5 here at the grand final. We have Dequaza on Rexa, Hanzo playing Hazorps, Nick on Sylvanas, Banana H on Malfurion, and Masquerade on Johanna. Ty on Vala for the red team. We have Henning on Rhaegar, Ixia on Diva, Taluf on ETC, and Tobos on Li Ming. Yeah, it honestly seems that Ixia really enjoys his Diva. We had already some Diva plays in the last series that the two played. I think back then it was actually on Infernal Shrines. But now he just looks at this as same tile set, same hero, baby. Let's go for it right away and check that out. So, as it stands here, we have as talents, I mean, first of all, of course, the arrow build for Vala doesn't really surprise. Still one of the best builds that you could possibly use on Battlefield of Eternity for Vala. Monster Hunter gives you extra value against the opponent's Immortal, so that is highly effective. ETC with a block party, no globe talent for him. 2-lane map, so therefore not really the same speed where you can complete any kind of quest or globe talent. So, but we have Hanzo and we have Sylvanas in the hands of Washed Up, so 2 heroes that are also pretty good against the Immortal, pretty good against the objective. I'm a bit curious to see how Diva fits into this. I mean, she can now zone out an opponent quite nicely, but if that's really going to pan out, that's a bigger question. I'm not quite so sure about this. Diva always seems like a little bit of a weird character, but Ixia apparently likes to play her. Now both teams are making plays for the camps. It's just like topside is still a 2 versus 2. And it seems a little bit like Washed Up is going to walk away with both of the Khazras, and that would be a little small disaster for the red team. And it definitely is. They were slightly intimidated at the bottom of the map because they didn't realize they were in a 3 versus 3 spot. They sent one hero topside to have a numeric advantage and take the second Khazra camp, which is pretty normal all of a sudden. But let's see. Taluf already rushing out there. No kill so far, but of course a slight lead in experience because of those 2 camps, and they can push together with the 2. At the top of the map, there's still Misha. And Sylvanas joining the bot lane might just help the Khaldor enough to break through that wall already. And that's super early in the game. The rotation is there, but it's a bit late. Tai and Henning are now moving in, but as you can tell, they are about to break through the first tower. It's a nice iron skin there from Jojo. And they're turning it around and trying to get a kill there too. ETC barely makes it out, but the first tower is down and the second one is heavily damaged. So not really a great start for the team in red. Baby Yoda struggling slightly with this one. But again, still super early, so it's not like this has any massive impact on the game just yet, but still, the opening is pretty solid for the blue team. They have quite a bit of early game momentum now. And they also look at Hanzo's level 4, so they can really get the Immortal damage in. The teams are both determined to make sure that they're getting the camps through. Get through this time. So the defense matrix gets actually increased. And this is pretty fantastic. Like, this is the one cool thing about D.Va on this map. If you're just trying to make sure that your opponent can't take your Immortal down and allow the rest of the team a bit more time to maybe grab theirs, then D.Va is great. You can push the opponent away with the level 4 talent. The defense matrix lasts for a long time, and this is exactly what you see here. Ixia is the one trying to just defend for as long as he possibly can. Limit the damage output thanks to the defense matrix. That's why the level 4 talent is so important for them. Good defense here bot side, by the way. But the halftime show is pretty much an even split. Actually, now that I think about it, it's not really true. Red team has lost a lot more ground there. So the blue team is currently doing extremely well here. Bombs away as we have that little setup, and it takes Misha down, but not much more than that. And Taluf is already low too, and in comes Johanna. It's a pretty bad look right now for the team. Ixia, dude, you need to be careful. If there's a stun, then you are just toast, my friend. Misha was down, he knew that too, but there it is. That's an Immortal in the hands of the red team. They were actually able to make this one work for them. And they have to, because outside of that, they are struggling a little bit. Cam gets taken away now. Top side is still being pushed. D.Va has done her thing so far. And let's actually see what's happening with all of this. Sheila's about to go down. In comes Jojo. They're zoning them out completely here, I might add. And they're able to burn down that Immortal very, very quickly. So it was actually well done. So they zone out the opponent here. They can get the immediate lockdown onto the Immortal. And that means that it barely goes through the wall. I mean, seriously, look at this. The gate is even still in. It's gonna fall now through the circle, but no damage on the fort. Fort not lost. That's all that you can really hope for here. And in experience, the blue team is still ahead, so that defense was pretty much spot on from them. So, down to the bottom of the map right now. Seeing how this one actually works out. So they're gonna get this camp as well. By now we have also Vala with the more or less completed arrow build. You can of course go into Seething Hatred on level 16, but the important talent is the 7, so they get the repeating arrow for the damage. D.Va still sitting topside here. And I really want to see if in the long run D.Va works out for them. Because again, the idea is clear. You're trying to protect your own Immortal with D.Va, you're trying to use the defense matrix to keep the damage output of Sylvanas and Hanzo on the objective to a minimum. But if that really works out, that's the bigger question, because D.Va is still a little bit of an odd pick. I mean, that's really thinking outside of the box, and Ixia is kind of known for that too. But it didn't work in the last best of 5 series the two teams played, and right now with D.Va going down topside, it doesn't seem that it's going to work out this time either. 2 kills against 0. It's already telling you a little bit of how this is going. And with more than half a level lead, this is not looking too bad either. Hazorps is sitting at the bottom. Alright, gets a few shots connected here. And in comes Nick, just from the side, trying to see if he can maybe get a hit in. Tai comes through too and tries to go for the kill. Yes, Sylvanas locked down by the power slide. And Nick gets eliminated. Nicely done. And that's the end of Masquerade. So all of a sudden, 2 heroes down. And Baby Yoda back to business. Oh yeah. So, let's see. Can they actually grab a second Immortal? First one didn't do as much as they were hoping for, but since those bad boys scale into the late game, the second one will definitely do a whole lot more damage. And they're already burning this down quickly. Now Jojo's going to be back in a second, but the halftime show is undeniably ending in favor of Baby Yoda. So there's the level 10 and the immediate move into the middle. For good reason. Of course you try and take advantage of the heroic abilities now. We try to burn this one down quickly. So Haas, gets actually stunned here for a second. Try and burn this down as quickly as they can. Up towards the top. Tai comes in. 1 arrow, 2 arrow. They're trying to race this one, and they have the means to do it. There's level 10 now too. Blessed Shield gets used. Hanzo's arrow, and the kill against Rega. Rega gets wrecked. And ETC falls as well. Pew, pew, pew with Divas. They're trying to get the Immortal. And Diva, I think, is going to be able to make it happen. But it's going to be close. Yep, there it is. Tai nearly dead. Diva indeed dies. So that's 3 heroes that you lose, but you get the Immortal. Not too bad, honestly. I mean, it sounds a little bit weird to make that assessment after that last fight and after they won the halftime show, but you have to really think about how this worked out. They won the halftime show, then the opponent gets level 10, so they know they have to do something. And as they realize they lost 2 heroes because of that nice combo with the Blessed Shield and the Hanzo arrow, the best thing that they can hope for is grab the Immortal, not get a lot of value out of it, but at least deny to the opponent. So it was the absolute correct play from Ixia to go in and say, fuck this, YOLO. Go in, take the Immortal, and die for the cause. If he doesn't do that, then the chances are there that the blue team picks up the Immortal instead and gets a lot more done here. So they kind of made the right move. And now they might even get the kill against Dequaz at the bottom of the map. But only maybe. The kill! Nicely done. But Li Ming dies a second later. The Wave of Force actually delivered the kill, but talking kills, Diva is dead again. I mean, Diva is talking a lot about playing again and all that shit, but so far she's not really playing a lot here. Strafe then does a little bit of damage for Bala, but that's 8 kills against 3 right now. They're losing a lot. It made a lot of sense on the Immortal, but they went really deep for that kill against Rexa, behind the fort even, and they got murdered on the way out. They were hoping for a very different scenario here, and that is starting to become extremely problematic. 27,000 damage for Vala, who has died only once, by the way, so still something to highlight. The Diva, for example, has been dropped 3 times. And so far, Malfurion and Hanzo haven't died once, and they are the ones making now the play for the first fort of the game. And with level 13 talents, they also have an advantage going into these fights now. And this is looking quite strong. Yeah, they are looking at a really good output, and another camp is about to be taken at the top. Diva is not going to be able to do a whole lot against Rexa and Misha over here. And then it just becomes a question of whether or not the blue team can take the Immortal now they have the talent advantage over their opponent. Or if Baby Yoda is able to either grab the experience or maybe get an isolated kill somewhere. So with that now done, top side is where we're coming in right now. And, well, let's see. Camp's taken on both sides, and it's Immortal time, baby! Strafe is back up, so the damage output for Vala is also definitely there. If they get a good mosh pit, for example, would be great. And here's the combo again, and that's problematic. They're trying to go for Rega, and he nearly gets wrecked, but he actually survives. Good self-ancestral once the cooldown is ready, but ETC is also in need of some assistance. Diva by now has pushed out the top lane and is starting to go for the defense again. But so does the opponent's team. Hazobs is getting the scatter shots through, so that at least helps. 5 versus 5 still. But the top lane gets heavily attacked now by the camp that was taken by the red team, and they are likely to get that fort. Level 13 talents are also in. Baby Yoda is making the play. Baby steps. One at a time. Hazobs is a bit low. There comes Strafe, and that's a kill. Hanzo goes down. Our little archer eliminated. Now with 8 kills against 4. It's a 5 versus 4 situation on the map. Here comes the slide, here comes the hit. Bot lane attack now too. Top fort about to fall, and so does ETC, but the Ancestral keeps him in play. Just as Banana Age keeps his teammates alive too with the quick tranquility. Quest on Vala is now completed on level 4. Went into the siphoning arrow on level 13. And they're getting the halftime show. Blessed Shield! Oh, and no kill against Li Ming! Washed Up is getting really unlucky with a lot of these moves. Everybody just keeps surviving on the opponent's side. Look at ETC and the Li Ming hit points. All of them are incredibly low, but they are actually surviving. But at least the good thing for Washed Up is that they are still able to grab their Immortal. Bot lane also losing 1 tower. And I gotta say that a lot of these moves are absolutely bonkers. I mean, people just surviving on the skin of their teeth, moving out of the fight with barely any hit points left. And then those clutch saves that we've seen so far. Now we're nearly 12 minutes into the game, and the Immortal is going to move towards the top. with 50% shield, so doesn't look too bad either. A little bit of a zone out as the red team is trying to come in from the side, but Malfurion and Misha are making their play there. Now they're making the play towards the top. D.Va comes into, they go for Nick. Nick low, and D.Va with the bomb with the pew pew pew. But no big damage here. Masquerade, very, very low. Needs to be careful and goes down. The rest of the team is low. The fort is done with. And Banana H is on the run. Misha is trying to zone a little bit for the old man. But Malfurion gets away and Misha gets eliminated. Hazorps jumps away, gets out, and the Immortal, by the way, is attacking the wall at the keep. Hanzo goes down too, and so does Malfurion. By now it's 8 kills against 8, nearly even experience. Over here, the first tower is gone and the Immortal is still doing work. But the red team could now move towards the bottom of the map and get another fort eliminated. I don't think they have to worry too much about their keep. The tower though, yeah, that one is gonna go down. And that's gonna be some damage against the keeps. Actually a little bit more than I expected, to be quite honest. So Li Ming is needed after all, but this thing is definitely losing some HP. 16 talents are now ready on the side of the blue team. My question is just simply, what is Vala going to do? Are we going to see this seething hatred for her? Or is it going to be Manticore? Both definitely possible, but with this build you could make a strong argument for the mage build, so to say. A little bit of a spell power increase for the arrows. Wouldn't hurt her either here. Here comes the attack. The arrow comes through and Vala goes down. And that shuts down the question of which talent would benefit that team fight, because she never really needed it. With that said, here comes another attack. Nice wailing arrow. Lockdown for Misha. Li Ming down. And Rega is dead too. Ixir is trying to rush away as well, but I think this is another death on D.Va. And with 4 heroes eliminated and the bottom lane open, you all know what that means. That's at least a keep taken down, especially with Sylvana's help. But they might be able to make the play for the core too. And that would put a 2-0 lead onto the board for Washed Up. And I'm a little bit afraid that's exactly what we're looking at here. Then again, 3 seconds on Vala, I don't really think they can core this one. But taking the keep down alone is a big, big assist here. And that's what they're getting. They might even make the play now for the camp. With 16 seconds on D.Va, definitely possible. That's exactly where they're going. So camp is taken. 12 kills against 8. 17 against 16. Can take both of the camps and push out the top lane. So that's not only experience, but that's also macro pressure against the top side keep, which will force a reaction out of Baby Yoda. And let's go. Over here to the left side. Yep. That's the camp taken. And there's the Immortal again. Okay, are we just trying to burn this one down? Seems like it. Vala comes in, 1 arrow. Masquerade trying to slow them down. It's actually a team fight that they're headed into. Yeah, and ETC is already in trouble. Blessed Shield. Ah, nice Ancestral. But the stun into stun, ETC is down. And again, we just see D.Va on the run. Nearly down, barely gets the mech out here. But they are heavily behind at this point. 4 against 5 on the map, forced into a defensive position, and Washed Up is looking for an opportunity to take advantage of the situation. And moving in, they burn the mech down again. There's just no chance here for D.Va right now. And, I mean, this is not looking pretty. Not at all. Look at Masquerade. He's going straight in for Ixia and saying like, alright, I got this. The rest of the team is already following this up, and Masquerade just burns them down with the Moonfire. The camp is already moving through the bottom. Henning is also trying to rush away. The quest is completed for Rexa. That's extra armor now, of course, too. Kill attempt by Tobos, but that one didn't work out, and they're already going for the core. And for Vala. Vala gets attacked. Misha comes in, Li Ming is down, and they're just cornering the range damage dealer. And that is the end of that, and also the end of the game, I'd say. 19 against 17 the levels, 17 kills against 8. They go for the core, and this should be the conclusion of... Nice dodge. Conclusion of game number 2 in this best of 5. Nice attack against ETC, and that's a 5-man wipe, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, D.Va trying to delay it a bit, but of course it's not going to change the outcome. Washed Up takes the victory on Battlefield of Eternity, and that's a 2-0 lead in the grand final in the best of 5 here at the Nexus Cup. GG, and well played. Game number 3, ladies! The grand final! We're going into Infernal Shrines, and honestly, this might be the last map of this grand final. Yeah, it's a little bit crazy. We have some really cool games, a lot of back and forth, but at the end of every map so far, Baby Yoda is on the losing side, which makes Washed Up the bully here. They're bullying the babies, but, well, in this game, on the left side, Quasar on Leoric for the blue team. Banana HM of Furin again. Hazo ops on Junkrat. Masquerade gets his Diablo. Oh, yeah, his Diablo is insane. And Nick on Sergeant Hammer. Look at that, another German, another tank. On the right side, Baby Yoda with Taluf on Johanna. Good wave clear. Hanzo, played by Tobos. Ty on Zeratul again. Ixir on Rexa. And Henning playing Rega in game number 3. Alright, let's go, ladies, and let's see who takes it. Austin's renewal on the janitor. Look at that. But yeah, if you take the entire tournament, by now we have washed up with a 5-0 map score against Baby Yoda. This is the game that could change it all, that needs to change it all if they want to make something happen here. But as it turns out, it's an insta-kill against Hanzo. Hanzo goes down, and yeah. Big part of that was Masquerade again. And his Diablo is nuts. His Diablo is pretty bonkers. The first time that I observed this Diablo was... I don't really know who they played against back then. He was also not part of Washed Up when that game happened. But I remember that it was on Towers of Doom, and he absolutely obliterated the opponent's team with his Diablo plays. It was honestly fucking disgusting. It was nearly Breeze level what he pulled off there. And very impressive. So now seeing him play Diablo on this map is pretty sweet. Diablo has honestly fallen off the meta a little bit. He's still kinda a hero that is sometimes viable, but he doesn't get played a whole lot. This is also one of the reasons why he's not really on the ban pattern for any team. But on Infernal Shrines, of course, he was always incredibly strong because you have so many walls where you can stun a hero into, especially around the objective. So it just adds to the power that Diablo has here. There's other tanks that outshine him a bit, just in general. But that also means that you have a pretty easy pick into him if you really want him, even on a map like Infernal Shrines. Johanna, for example, is prioritized over Diablo because she just adds so much wave clear on the map, has the blind, has a bit of CC as well available, and has that setup with the blessed shields. There's a lot actually to the story. But as it turns out, with the kill against one, we have now another camp also taken. As Ty with this Zeratul again, but it's important to note that in comparison to game number 1, this time he does not have the Abathur support that he had there. So he needs to be a bit more careful with the plays that he makes. Can't be that aggressive anymore. Henning is currently putting Rhaegar's wave clear to some good use, and this is exactly the reason why you actually see Rhaegar played this much on maps that have a... Ooh, that's a kill. Yeah, Hazu again getting the kill here. But this is exactly... Okay. Oh, clutch. Clutch, my friend. That was a close one. That, again, is not a close one. That's an easy kill. And that's a 3rd kill now, too. So they're actually heavily ahead now as we're going into the first shrine. And should also give them a big lead over the opponent on the minions. But what you just saw with the camp is actually what I wanted to highlight. Because some people still ask, hey, why is Rhaegar being picked so often? This is one of the reasons. You have a lot of wave clear, obviously, on the shrine itself. But on big maps, you have just wave clear on lane and then also camp clear that Rhaegar sort of gives you, which other supports just don't have in the same way. So that's one of the big reasons there. Nick, in this case, though, is getting hunted down as the red team is desperately trying to turn things around because they have fallen behind by quite a bit. And if Taluf falls, if Masquerade gets another wall stun in, that would just continue. But they're only getting pushed off. Might still be able to tap the fountain here if they have the cooldown, but they are falling so far behind in the minion stacks that this doesn't look pretty for the first objective. And I'm a bit scared because this is probably going to happen at the same time that they get level 7. And once that's the case, you might have a big push coming towards the red team. So there we go. Already the move straight through the middle now. Zeratul is sitting at the side waiting for the rotation. Hazorbs is anticipating it. Is already throwing a couple of grenades around, but it's hammer time! Nick with the hovering siege mode is starting to move through and start to get the damage in. Level 7 on both sides now as the Baby Yoda picks up the talent as well. Quasar comes in on his Sopa, trying to clean house here. Taking out the trash, or at least attempting to. And they're starting to rotate down to the bottom of the map, as Tai is still running around on his little money goblin. Embrace the money pick, my friend. Embrace the money pick. It's the best advice I can give you. 10% more damage on Zeratul if you run the money pick. I was waiting for that wall stun, I gotta be honest. Like, I don't know. I know that Masquerade just use it. I know it's on cooldown. But with this guy, I always assume that he has some kind of advantage when he plays the hero. Can pretty much go full try mode and insta-reset his cooldowns and just keep wall stunning heroes day in, day out. Once that level 16 is in, we should see those resets come through. But of course, before that happens, he still has to play it out as normal people do. Tai was still looking for Nick, but can't find him here. And Zeratul is just hopping around again. Grenades following him wherever they can, but there's another stun attempt by Masquerade. This time he pushes Toulouf back, and Johanna eats a lot more damage because of it, but doesn't get the wall stun. So there's at least that. Now, he is obviously on full souls now too, so that's the thing. And up towards the top, Leo is still sitting tight here. All shall Swiffer. And Swiffer they do. Starts to clean shit up here as Misha comes in and poops all over the floor. Bot lane, that's where the camps are taken again. And there's still one Khaldor camp active that they could grab, but with half a level lead, there's level 10 abilities, of course, to secure as well. And they're taking the safe path over to the left side. So first of all, that means that Zeratul can't intercept them to put easy damage onto them. The second thing is that they're moving outside of the opponent's vision range, which is highly important. And honestly, it's always difficult when you're looking at a game and you have full vision because of an observer mode to talk to people about how important vision is. But this is literally one of the things where at the beginning of Heroes of the Storm, the Chinese have really dominated. They dominated a lot of the tournaments at the start because they played around vision like no other region. No one else had such a good vision game, was so good in hiding heroes on the map, keeping the opponent guessing what's going on in the Chinese. That's also when the Chinese push meta came into play. But obviously, since then, a lot of things changed. And not only did HGC come and go, but also the team started to figure out very quickly how to copy that, how to play around that. And then China pretty much fell apart, honestly. A lot of the players moved away, moved to other games, and as other regions caught up, was just quite dominant. And talking about dominant, another attack here. There's the BFG, there's the APOC. Arrow goes through. Void Prison and APOC, they don't mesh really well. At least in this case, wasn't open up, and that's a kill against Henning. Henning down, the camp taken, in comes the Entomb as they Quasar wants the kill, and oh boy, are they getting wrecked here. That's 3 more kills against the red team, 6 against 0 in total. The Shrine activating at the same time, Hammer putting the hammer time at the bottom of the map, and this is getting kinda nuts, honestly. This is getting a little bit dicey. I mean, and at this point, seriously, if Baby Yoda does not soon turn this around, then we're going to look at the 3-0 victory for Washed Up. They're just dominating right now. Tai is trying to make some plays, but every single time he makes a move, Masquerade is there and is just crapping all over him. Lord of Terror for sure. Oftentimes we see the weak Kitten Diablo version, but in this case, it's really terrifying what Masquerade does with that hero. So at this point, massive, massive damage output here. And Leo is already sitting in the middle again, looking for the experience that will give them level 13 with this. As we have Nick with the aggression bot lane nearly taking down the fort even without the help of the Punisher. Just means that they can either go for a keep or at least the wall, or they can let the Punisher do its thing, rotate into the middle instead, and drop a second fort in the meantime. Both plays absolutely fine, but thanks to the hammer time, they're apparently attempting to make the play for the bottom keep, or at least break the wall here. Yeah, they know that Tai is somewhere there. So they Quasar is immediately saying like, where you at, boy? Is the wall about to be destroyed? Of course, we're still early on in the game. We haven't even hit the 10-minute mark yet. And that means that the Punisher is not really doing that much damage yet, but it's enough to take the wall down. And they're going for a wall stun again, and that's Misha eliminated. Tai is still trying to make a play, but they all are aware of what's going on here. And that keep is taking a lot of heat. Not sure if they will be able to really take it down, but with the poke that we see through Hazorps and Hammer, they definitely do a number on it. So that keep is weak. And talking about weak, Toulouf with the Blessed Shield just barely making it out of there before Leoric moves in with the Entomb. And they're still sieging up on it a little bit. Keep is incredibly low, and they can move away straight up to the next camp. They still have the talent advantage over the opponent. So yeah, they are looking super strong right now. It's actually pretty incredible. This entire setup with the Void Prison into the potential arrow didn't work either in the last fight. They were a little bit too trigger happy on a couple of these ults. But now at least they're on even talents again. For the next objective, that should just be enough. It depends a bit on how quickly the blue team can get to 16. Depends a bit on if they can get a few additional kills, for example. Or if they can maybe take one of those forts down. Camp control is also going to get important around that. But you can already tell that Johanna is quite low. Misha comes in, and I'm still waiting for the Quasar to move in for an Entomb. And, well, there it is. Entomb is there. Where's the rest, though? Where's the wall stun? There's the APOC, and it just graces the buttocks of Rexa, but that's enough to stun him. And now they're going in for another setup, and this time they're going to drop Johanna. Or are they? Well, they nearly are. Void Prison saves her and the Ancestral. Ancestral didn't do quite as much as they were probably hoping for, but they saved the hero, and that's all that they had to do. So now another quick hit. That should maybe even be the fourth. Level 15 versus 14. Arrow, baby! And denied by Malfurion. And there's the kill against Rhaegar. It's not a pretty sight, ladies. 8 kills against 0, and baby Yoda gets just manhandled. Yep. Absolute domination that we see from Washed Up. And they don't even have the talent yet for Masquerade. But they get level 16 for the next objective. So it is just getting worse and worse and worse for baby Yoda. No Mandalorian to save the cute baby here. And by now it's also level 16 for Sergeant Hammer. Executioner! Good luck dealing with that around the next objective here. Well, Junkrat takes the camp. Talking camps, it's not the only one that gets taken. The one at the left side has also been claimed. Shrine is activating top side. The only lane, I might add, where the red team still has not only fort left, but also the fountain. So that's pretty... unless there is a rotational kill, that's an easy grab now. Really easy one at that. Masquerade and his boys can just move in and around the level 16 talent, just say like, okay, you have no chance of winning this, just give it up and give that to us. The question that more so remains is how much can they push this fort down before they grab the Punisher, and can they maybe even catapult the entire affair over towards the keep itself. And as this move spawns, it is going to be an immediate attack for this one. So it's pretty much a trade in forts that we're going to see, which is first of all kind of okay for the red team, because their whole game is to try and get level 16 now. The problem, of course, is that you empower the opponent to go straight for your keep. You have level 16 talents if you play your cards right now to at least defend on even terms, even talents. But the downside is that it's not a fight for fort, it's a fight for keep that you're talking about. And they are already harping back. The only idea here was really to get level 16 or to get a little bit closer to it. And now that this one's taken down, Hazu was already looking to see if he maybe has to go back and help out a bit at the defense, but that's not the case. So now that we're seeing Nick just shelling away and shelling the shit out of this one, there's at least a setup to try and force a fight. Arrow comes in and it misses. They miss the combo again. They still might get the kill, and they do get the kill against Malfurion, but the combo missed. Riptide attack against Taluf, and he gets kept alive by the Ancestral. The problem is that the Punisher already used his jump. The 2 misses. That's a bit of a setback for Washed Up. But there's a kill against Zeratul, and the Punisher missed his initial jump, but then gets the value, and they take down Rhaegar. Jump gets triggered again. Misha dies, and boy, this does not look good. Not at all. I think keep number 1 is going to fall right here. 16 versus 16, but I level my ass. Nope. Punisher just keeps jumping, and this bad boy has a lot of fun here. Tries to murder them. Taluf nearly dies to it, and at the same time, the top keep is just getting wrecked. Ixir comes in with Misha, but that should be the end of the keep here. Okay, the boars are still on the run. One finds Azorbs nearly, but the Quasar, he might actually die for the cause. Punisher is still active in the middle, moves in, takes this one down. Hanzo is dead, and so is the keep. Up to the top, they're still trying to make a play for X. Oh, the Entomb blocks him. Doesn't get caught by it. The Juke Master 2000 is activated, but look who's here. It's Hazorbs. Oh, yeah. Junkrat jumps in, and now Ty is in trouble too. Gets locked down by the trap and goes down as well. That's 3 kills for them. And now the only question is what to do with you. Starting to move in. Try and break through the middle, I guess, is the answer. Sergeant Hammer is already coming back. They're gonna try and break through the wall here. Still, of course, Hanzo that comes back any second. Yeah, a little bit of poke. Was honestly expecting them to maybe rotate down to the bottom of the map and attempt to poke down the bottom keep. But with half a level missing until 20, they save that for a bit later. So they take the camps first, can push out the lane, and now they can make the play for the keep together with a level 20 talent that they are sure to get any second. On the damage output side, Sergeant Hammer is sitting there with 56,000. Pretty easy top damage in the game for them. 40,000 for Hanzo. Jojo comes in from the side, but Quasar can easily move out from this one. Only one that died so far is Malfurion on that side. And there we go. They're starting to jump in, and Tomb is ready again. There's the combo into the Apocalypse. MFG, and there we go. Quick kill against Rhaegar again. There's the Entomb, the Buried Alive, and another wall stun. Tobos is in trouble. He's trying to jump out, might actually escape, but the kill against Johanna, and the Quasar doesn't want that kill so badly that he goes into the keep directly. But obviously this is bad. 15 kills against 1. It just shows again how dominant Washed Up is against the mixed team that they're playing against right now. Baby Yoda in trouble, and this looks like the grand final is going to end right here in favor of Washed Up. They go for the core, and nobody can blame them. 2 heroes are down. It's a 5 versus 3. Zeratul is just barely making it out, trying to help out, but he doesn't even have the Void Prison anymore to maybe delay the attack here. And now with Nick just getting one auto attack in after another, they are burning down their core like there's no tomorrow. Ixia is already running away. Johanna is going to come back in another second, but that's not going to help them too much. Maybe a blind can delay things further, but is that going to save the day for them? I doubt it. 65% already. All the attacks, they keep coming. Toulouf, there's the blind. He moves in, but siege tactics are through. Leoric goes down, but still one auto attack after another, and that is going to be game, or at least it should be. At this point, we actually have Rhaegar back to business now too. If they can take Hammer, that would be the end of it, maybe. The end of the attack here. And they're actually defending it. Nicely done. Problem is, even more top lane attack now. Down here, Hammer is down. In comes the Reptire, but gets annihilated. In the middle of the map, Keep is taking some damage, and the core is down to 44%. Good defense, though. They are actually defending this. Question is, how long can they keep this up? Because now 2 lanes are pushing against them. And we have another objective activating in another few seconds. Leo is going to be back for this. So it's still tricky. Baby Yoda is with the back to the wall, and they're trying to do what they can in order to keep their chances of coming back into this series. Not only the map, but the entire series alive. But the lead goes to the blue team. They have a couple of stacks already over their opponent. Catapults are massing at the top and at the bot lane, which is a big problem for Baby Yoda. So everything is against them right now. They need to hurry, and they need to do this. They need to grab this super quickly right now. They even sent Zeratul back in order to deal with some of it. No, actually, Zeratul just now makes his way into the mid lane, my bad. But at the bot lane, that's a double catapult. That's a double catapult 17 minutes in, so this is going to be problematic. In the middle of the map, we're looking at 20 against 18 stacks. Hammer is back and on the move. Diablo saved, at least for now. And the catapults at the bot lane might actually be defended by the wave, so that's great for them. There's the Buried Alive, delaying things even further. Nice BFG, but only a bit of damage, and definitely not enough to turn the tides here. But they might get the kill against Tai, and they do. Tai is down, and at least the Punisher is taken by the red team. Big question is if that's enough, because if they lose another hero right now, there's nothing to stop the blue team from simply going for the core and ending the game. And it seems like that's actually what they're trying to do here. They're already attempting to move in. Johanna is still not out of harm's way and is trying to move out of this one. Banana H comes in. There's the root forcing the trade. Iron Skin has been used. Quasar's coming in as well and is going straight in for the slow against Rhaegar. They know that they're going to get Johanna one way or another. Diablo in the mid lane falls at least. There's the Ancestral, but there's still a massive amount of body blocking against Jojo. And Toulouf, even with the Iron Skin that he pops again, might still fall, but he actually gets away from this one. This game, are they actually turning this? Punisher's taking the fort in the middle of the map. Quasar gets locked down. Great Entomb, but it's not enough. Or is it? It is! They get the kills against Jojo and against Rhaegar. And they even take Misha. Punisher is taking the fort in the middle, but is going to be defended quite easily by Nick. And now with only a 3 versus 3 on the map, And Leo back soon. The question is, how is this going to turn out? It's 20 versus 20 talents now. At the bottom of the map, the catapults are, of course, getting stronger and stronger. I mean, we're 19 minutes in at this point. But let's see how this is going to pan out. This is actually starting to get quite interesting. The problem is really that the longer this game goes, the catapults, as they scale, are, of course, threatening top and bot lane more and more and more. And that will eventually put a massive timer in for Baby Yoda, and for them to break through this, they pretty much need to win every single team fight from here on out. And I'm not sure if they can do that, especially not against Buried Alive plus an APOC combo that we're also going to see, and all those stuns from Diablo. Diablo with 2 deaths right now. In total we have 20 against 6, and it's just really a defensive play that we have from Baby Yoda. And for good reason. I mean, they have to. They need to wait and then at some point pick a battle and go for it. But that also means that they have to give up the map and therefore the entire control of it to their opponent, and Washed Up is well aware how far ahead they are. They're not YOLOing anything. They can play the long game. The longer the game lasts, the stronger the catapults get, the better the chances of Washed Up to pull a 3-0 off. And let's not forget, the next objective spawns at the top. It's going to be an Arcane Punisher for them, which means that the bot lane is a huge problem. A massive problem for Baby Yoda. The only camp that travels bot lane has just now been taken, so in 2.5 minutes it's going to respawn. So there's very little that they can do in order to stop those catapults, but send a hero down and try to push the lane out. And as long as Quasar just sticks around a bit and pushes one lane out, has it at the middle, we're going to see catapults travel there that just obliterate every kind of resistance. And that's going to be one of the biggest issues. Masquerade has to use the Hellgate to get out. Nicely done by him. If he gets locked down and killed, that would be the one ticket for Baby Yoda back into this. This is why they're so aggressive right now. But already 3 catapults topside, which is a problem. The fight is here though. They need to fight, and they try to do exactly that. Void Prison is set up. Here comes the arrow. Apocalypse is in. And maybe the kill against Shank. No, he gets out. But they get the kill against Malfurion. And that's also worth a lot. But catapults are now on the core any second. Here comes the Reptile. BFG. Leo down. That's a nice start here. They're getting some solid value out of this one. But now they have to move back. The catapult's already on. And that's a triple catapult on the core. And you can tell how quickly that shield goes. That shield is getting obliterated within seconds. They need to send heroes back. But they're actually getting interrupted over and over again. 34%. Johanna finally back. 26%. And they save the core at 23. But there's catapult at the bot lane now. Gets pinged aggressively. And the shrine is activating topside. So now the exact situation that I described earlier is unfolding in front of us. Jojo needs to stay at the bottom of the map. Everybody else for the blue team is moving slowly towards the top because they can. Leo can ghost towards the bot lane if he wants to, and Jojo has to make a choice. Does she go topside, or how do they play this? They have to give up the position to Washed Up, and they take it quite easily to get a lead on the stacks now. Bot lane, 1 catapult gonna be there in just a second. Top lane still getting attacked. Ty is looking for kills, looking for opportunities here to make a play. Hazu plays around it, is already ready to catapult himself into the fort range. But there's also a fountain for Washed Up. They have the advantage that they can pre-tap before they go into the battle, or just retreat in the middle of it. 1 catapult at the bottom of the map is doing already a whole lot of work against those minion waves that spawn for Baby Yoda. And the second one is about to join. So this isn't getting any easier for the red team. In comes the Reptile again. Here comes the Buried Alive as they're trying to get the kill. Misha is down, and so is Rexa. The Void Prison is a bit too late. Rexa is down. The Blessed Shield comes in as they try to get the counter kill against Diablo. He's able to move straight into the Tranquility of Malfurion though. And at the bottom of the map, the push is still going on. Up to the top, 13 stacks against 10. It's a 5 versus 4 now. This is the chance for Washed Up. They're going straight in for it. 23 minutes into the game. Ty looking for angles, looking for an opportunity, a weakness somewhere in the defense that he can exploit. And they try to make the play for Nick. Half HP for him as they are playing around the stun into the wall again. Diablo gets it against Zeratul, but that's not enough to get a kill here. Quasar, 7 seconds until he has the Buried Alive again. Ty gets the Ancestral and jumps out as heading is super low on Rhaegar. That's a quick move straight onto that healing totem, actually. But the kill attempt against Hazu! Oh, and it's not happening. Nick is also low, though. That's another problem. And they're still playing around the Punisher, and it's actually Leo who takes it. Diablo comes in. Is that the kill? They go for heading. Leo is low. Oh, they might just get it here, and they do. Leo goes down. They get the kill there, but there's a counter kill against Johanna, and that's problematic. Yep, Zeratul jumps back. They can't find him, but the Punisher is just brutal at this point. They can still bait him into the middle. That's something that the red team still has as an option, and they're going to try and use that. There's an arrow, big one. They're going into the backline again, but Diablo is there and stops Zeratul cold just as the Punisher starts jumping in now. 23, 24 minutes in, and the Punisher moves towards the core. Already we're seeing Sergeant Hammer moving onwards as well. There's the Boy Prison trying to slow them down as much as they can for the defense. BFG comes through. A-pop, the combo, and the kill against Zeratul. Zeratul is down the core at 23%, and this ladies is game. Washed up with a 3-0 flawless victory as they crown themselves the champion of the tournament, as they take Baby Yoda down with a 3-0 in the best of 5. GG and well played.
Hey guys, thanks for watching today's video, and I hope that you enjoyed the match and the commentary. The remaining time of the video has been added to protect against spoilers caused by the length of the video itself. But please keep in mind, though, that this does not only mean more work for me, but also has a negative impact on the popularity of the videos and the channel because of YouTube's algorithms. It would be greatly appreciated if you'd consider supporting the channel and help me to continue the daily esports coverage by clicking the join button below the video or supporting me through the Patreon page linked in the video description. Thanks a lot for the support, and see you guys next time.